guys, welcome back to some more home. I'm excited to jump right in here. We're going to pick up right where we left off at the beginning of the woods and see what kind of trouble we can hopefully get out of. But before we continue on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on more awesome content, and let's get going. There's a door in the woods. And it has to make a creepy old school Resident Evil sound when I open it. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend it? Yes. And where else will we go? I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Bats. They didn't get me this time. They didn't get me. Up we go, I guess. Don't know why we would want to go to a water tower unless we're like signaling somebody for help. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes. The wallet was missing its contents, including any cards or ID. It was worn but light. It made carrying the gun around seem more awkward. Oh, great. Where were my driver's license and credit card? I found from the railing I could see over to the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Oh, great. Did I put this up here, or was somebody else carrying it? That's a good question, my friend. So where am I gonna go now? Because there was like no other option. Oh yeah, I guess there was. Wonder what that's supposed to say. Anyway, I'm glad we went anyways. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Ooh, creepy. Oh, let's back inside the creepy house. Well, let's go back here and see if we missed anything first. We did. There was a door. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Oh, what the fuck? Why am I climbing through the bushes? That was a terrible idea. Get your ass back. Okay, there's two spots I can climb through the bushes. Let's go this one first. I suppose I can calm down and go. The worn picnic table stood within a circle of trees like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from who I assumed were previous campers and hikers. I don't know. You said it looked like an altar. I'm not feeling too warm and fuzzy. The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. In the darkness, it didn't seem wise to try. Maybe there was another option. We don't just go hopping into ice-cold rivers when we could potentially freeze to death and die, or in the dark when there might be critters living in it. Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take it back? Yes. Put that shit in the wallet. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wonder if I could find my way around. Oh, okay. I understand. What the hell? This is like a fucking maze. And I hear somebody moving. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in these woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Yeah, because they're fucking probably tracking me. The cheap dome tent slept two people. The cheap dome tent slept two people. I shined my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, two backpacks, and a cooler. It felt like if I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk in on me. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, I think it says no, no, no. It is not very confidence-inspiring. Oh, this must be the bathroom. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that almost looked clean. What the fuck? There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Take it, yes. I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. Now we can just remember how to get the fuck back to the river. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return. Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved at least to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of land beyond. I must have been getting closer to town, but where exactly was I? So I assume that means we cleared that area. I'm on the road. Oh, but I never got to cross the fucking river. I'm assuming I can't go back. Since he said he never wanted to go back there. I had to press on. The thought of that claustrophobic forest was too much. Damn it! As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure somebody's been following us this whole fucking time. Hole in the fence or door? Let's go. Let's go door. Good Lord. I swear to God I'm going to have a heart attack. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and cobwebs had collected on the corner. The box wasn't receiving power. Okay, there's way too many options for places to go, so I guess we'll just start at the left and work our way back. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box. Okay, so we're going to have to connect all that shit before we can go through the door. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electric box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said danger closed for repairs. Up we go. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper, cartoons, and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He and Rachel and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Our old break table, a layer of dust and grime, only made seeing this sting more. Odd, it seemed like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. They weren't as dusty as the rest of it. Okay. Weird. The power panel looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Jeez. The open locker was stuffed dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. The woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. The power panel looked like it was shut off. Push the switch. Yes. It was shut tight and there was a rusty looking card slot on the side. So that's green. This is still red. The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes. There we go. So we definitely need to pay attention to those things. As opposed to just hitting them and walking away. Should have learned that lesson with the valves from the first episode. The door had been hastily boarded up. Alright. If I come back and the fucking door is unboarded. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked here. My head ached and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I had lunch together. Rachel seemed much more at ease when we all hung out. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Push the switch. It's green, so we're good. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on it. Yes, now we can unboard the door. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, there was a magnetic card. Take it, yes. I slipped the key card into my pocket. From the musty smell, I assumed no one had used this locker for a long time. Another panel that I hope could help me. Push the lever. It's still red, so let's push it again. The power panel still wasn't working. Do I try it again? And no. Try it again. There we go. Another panel that I hope could help me. Try it. Yes. And again. There we go. So that gives us 4 or 5. I'm keeping track. I struck with the hammer and the old wood boards came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. This was my locker there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I'd taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. So I'm assuming Rachel is my wife or girlfriend. Kind of wondering if maybe someone at work had something with her, or... what was going on there? I'd say she's definitely involved in this somehow. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through the reader. Did I use it? Yes. There was some kind of ventilation hatch. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option now. If I was too chicken to jump down that broken ladder before, why'd do it now? There had to be another way. I kind of want to do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Probably gonna remove that. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. So am I looking worse now? Maybe a little. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and was hard to make out. Did I try to read it? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't drinking need Norman. Who was Norman writing to? What was Norman going on about? I just watched Bates Motel last night, so as he keeps saying Norman, that's where my head goes. And it's just not good, thanks. That room at the top of the plant. What? That room at the top of the plant, the one with all the bottles, it was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Who went up there and used that room? As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where I was going. My head ached terribly, and my leg was a mess. factory door had locked itself behind me. I still have so many questions. I'm missing so much shit. Like, I turned the power on to those other 2 doors and I didn't get to go to them. I just heard somebody fucking whispering. I swear. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food in slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license and looked damaged. Take it? Yes. I cleaned the card off the best I could and it looked pretty beat up. I was amazed I found my credit card. Now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they would have stashed it here. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Great. That's all we need, rain. As I entered Norman's place, this was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of television. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. I needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Well, that's just good and creepy. There's probably blood on the wall. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack. What was Norman's... That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing here? What did I tell ya? That sneaky bitch. She had something going on with Norman. A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal. One of the slots on the rack was empty, and the gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? No. Though it weighed on me, I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. Now I'm torn. Because, I don't know, my gamer instincts are kicking in, and it's like, if you put the gun back where it belongs, maybe it'll open something. I think we'll keep it for now. I mean, what if we run into Norman and he's like, banging my wife, and then I can't shoot him? You gotta think these things through. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of my few friends I had in this town lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood and looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? He closed his eyelids down, shuddering as he did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anyone about what was going on. I hope to hell Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. Now I'm definitely glad I kept the gun, because I will shoot somebody if they try to murder me. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there on the wood. I'd never been to Norman's place before, at least I didn't remember ever doing so. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. There were takeout containers and food scraps. Looked like Norman was eating for 2. He'd been banging my wife. Confirmed. What was this? It looked like a pull chain from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull it? Near the chain, a single tug and a simple floating ladder from the attic popped down. Attics are never good places to venture either. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Open it, yes. I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things. More of my wife's clothes. Photos, shoes, even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing with Norman? I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with everything that was running through it. Did we come up those stairs? I think we did. Okay, that's the bedroom with the coat. Wait a minute. If somebody shot him and I found that gun, I should probably put the gun back, because if they find the gun on me, they're going to think that I killed him. So we're going to put the gun back. Norman, what were you doing with all of these? Oh, it won't let me do it. It won't let me put the gun back. I want to put the gun back. I have regrets. I mean, unless, of course, I did murder him. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Oh, of course she did. Gotta get that booty call. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wondered if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. I'm starting to think that he murdered everybody and is having amnesia. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of the contents were half melted. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on... What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bills, too? There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Of all the postcards, the one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. Could I go the other way? Nope, couldn't go the other way, so let's go. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It'd been weeks since I'd seen Norman, but to find him like that, as I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed even ever present. Seeing that dusty box with those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions but no answers. But was I close to home? It was time to find out the truth. I agree with you there.